It's like sometimes you don't book a lot, but you get close to things, and it kind of gives you like the push to keep going.
I'm sorry.
Here, it's a Labyrinth.
I brought a watch.
Everything is an opportunity. You bring yourself into the character a lot. Like you mold the character into how they are for you.
Okay, so I may have lied about my age so I could get a fake ID and vote.
But I pretty much also just use substitution because, like we were saying, it's you in a different universe. So I was saying, if this happened to me, how would it be for me? Because that's like, you can portray that the most truthfully.
Yeah.
Hey, Lucy loves that kind of thing. Obstacles, challenges, adventure. She's not afraid of anything.
There's a quote that's like, if you can do anything else, do it. Well, you also have to be your biggest fan because no one else is going to be your biggest fan.
And that's my egg melody.
Dude, did you just come up with that? What?
I was thinking about this the other day. 10 years in the future, what does that look like for me?
What is up, guys? Welcome back with another episode of Breakthrough. You guys already know the drill. If you haven't subscribed already, if you haven't checked us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TikTok, Instagram, make sure to do that so you don't miss any episode when it gets released. But guys, without further ado, I've got a very special guest for you guys tonight. Someone who's been fucking killing it. Someone who's just literally booked a feature. He's actually going tomorrow to film. He's going to Alberta tomorrow. Like we literally got him last minute before you fucking escaped. But guys, without further ado, Oscar Chark, everyone.
Thanks for having me, man.
Dude, it's such an honor, man. Thank you so much for joining us, for coming on the pod. Thanks for coming, man. So, is that your first podcast? Have you been on something like this before?
I've been on a few there was another movie I did. I did a movie called More Together, and there were some podcasts with that one, and then It's a Wonderful Knife. People, there's a big horror cult fan base, and they love little horror movies, and I did some podcasts for that as well.
Right, but you guys only spoke about horror movies and stuff like that.
Pretty much. It was only about those specific things.
Nice. Love it. Well, now that you actually mentioned it, I haven't watched a horror movie in a very long time, man.
Really, I love horror movies.
I love horror movies too. I just feel like it hasn't. Have they been releasing some good
there have been some really good ones. There was one with Theo James, the monkey something. There was Hard Eyes, which is really good. That was the Valentine's Day one.
I think I saw also the one that Liam was on. What is it called? Well, I haven't been. Maybe it's me because I haven't been to the theater in a long time. So maybe
you don't go to the theater often.
I mean, I try to. I just feel like it just hasn't come up. I usually go there when I'm looking for if there's a specific movie I want to watch, and I really want to watch that movie. I never go on freaking Cineplex website. Let me browse what's been around lately. It's not. Usually I really know what I want to watch, and I'm always anticipating something. I'm looking forward for that movie or whatever. That's usually when I go to the theater. But I mean, it's nice. It's a good time. Cool, dude. So it's good to have you. So you want to maybe walk us through your debut in acting? How did you get started? What were you doing before? I mean, it seems like you're fucking crushing it, man. You're on Tracker. You're fucking going tomorrow. You just booked the lead. Have you been acting for a while, bro?
I started taking acting classes when I was around 15 in high school. I was in grade 10, and I wasn't doing much. I really didn't have that big of a social life in high school. I was just focused on
high school
passing.
Fucking.
I was I don't want to fail.
Making it to college,
I had
university.
a few tough grades. I was I'm not doing very well. So I was really focused on that. And my parents were you need to get out more.
Right.
So they heard a radio ad for Vancouver's Young Actors School.
Oh, fuck.
And just signed me up without running it by
without
me.
Consulting you, without running it by you, anything. You know what? We're gonna fucking drop him in that young actor thing, and see.
It's really nerve-wracking, man.
Fuck
to do something like that. It's very vulnerable.
Yeah.
To go to an acting class, especially when you don't know how long, who's going to be in the class, how long people have been doing it for.
Right.
You don't know if you can do it, if you're good
at
it.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
First time, and I went, and honestly, it was okay. The biggest reason I stayed because there were a lot of pretty girls in the class, and I was you know what, why not? No, but I
can learn acting, and get a girlfriend, and why the fuck not?
But I stuck with it for a few years, and then they do something called a showcase where we do a scene.
I did that too. Wait, did you go to VADA?
No, I went to Vancouver Actors School.
Okay. Because Vado did something similar where they.
I think a lot of schools do that.
Okay.
But yeah, you do a scene, and then they send it off to agencies around, and then if the agents like you,
Maybe
they
a little bit of a push, which is good. Cool. So you got thrown in there, and then next thing you know, you were getting sent to agents and whatnot.
And the agent actually signed me from a tape I did, which was not good looking back, but I think it might have been I was missing from her roster type.
Right. So like the looks carried you basically.
I think so. It's because like usually like I'm not like that a unique guy, so it's I think she was like building her roster maybe, and she was like, oh, he has potential.
Right.
I think it was like a comedic scene, and I'm good at playing an awkward kind of dude.
Right.
So it was like potential.
She must have laughed at the scene. You must have like gotten the laugh somewhere in the scene, and that must have did it kind of. So.
But I was just like after she signed me, I was like, oh, this is cool. Like I'll try it out. I wasn't sold on the whole thing yet because I was going to. BCIT for video production.
Okay.
Which I also wasn't sold on, but I was like, I need to go to post-secondary. Like, I'll try that. But I started auditioning.
Right.
And I started loving it, the process.
Yeah.
I booked the 7th audition I did, which was Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist.
That's amazing. So that's like what, 1 in a 7? Then that what's the booking ratio? That's like 70.
Well, it didn't stay like that. Like I mean, but I booked my first role and I was on set, and Peter Gallagher took me under his wing that whole time. He's the dad in the OC.
Right. Nice. What was the role? What was the project?
I played the younger version of their son. The Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist.
Oh, fuck yeah. Nice. That was your first booking?
That was my first booking. It was, and I watched the show before too, so it was like my whole family watched the show.
Yeah, so you already like knew like what was happening.
I was fanboying, man.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
It's always easier like when you know the show. You know what I want to be what I want to be on?
What?
Fucking One Piece, bro. It's being shot in South Africa, and I don't know about you, but I fucking watch One Piece. It's fucking insane. Like
you could audition for things, like you might.
I don't know if I can. I would have to like check with my agent, but I fucking watched One Piece is like one of the longest anime ever. Like fucking.
They're doing a live action.
They've already done season 1.
Oh, okay.
It's done. It's literally on Netflix. You can literally watch it.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean, like I watch anime sometimes, and like One Piece is a very, very good one, man. I'm telling you, like it's fucking phenomenal what happens in there. But I was already watching the anime, and then next thing I know, they're fucking releasing a One Piece live action series, and I was looking at this, and I was like, just fucking give me any of those characters, I'll fucking nail it. I watched the anime, I know what's happening.
It's tough too when you are really invested in something. Like there's a project that comes out and it's casting, you're like, oh, I want that so bad, and you kind of push it away, and if you want it so bad, and that's kind of.
Well, I guess like also the fact that it's not being shot anywhere close, like it's literally shot in South Africa, so I don't even know what need to happen for.
I've auditioned for things in Turkey.
Really?
Yeah. Like things.
Oh,
I've auditioned for things all around. I mean, it just depends
through your
on the show.
Vancouver agent.
Yep,
that's crazy.
It's rare, but it happens.
Really interesting.
Yeah, but anyways, I after I booked my first role, I started taking like 5 to 6 acting classes a week. I went all in.
5 classes a week?
Like pretty much 5 classes a week. On top of coaching for auditions.
That's more than a fucking shift, bro.
On top of coachings though, which is like those are where you learn the most.
Yeah.
Like for self tapes.
Yeah.
I dropped out of BCIT.
You're like, fuck video production?
Yeah. I went all in.
I love it. Are you still all in?
I'm still all in.
Fuck it. Love it. Go hard or go home, buddy. You know what I mean? Like we're not fucking. Yeah, I love it, man.
My whole focus.
I love it, man. Love it. I mean, some people are still all in. I guess I like it. I would say like I'm kind of like I wouldn't say like I'm all in 100%. I also like to have a safety net.
Yeah.
So I did go to university. I did get a degree, so I have something to fall back on if things don't work out. But I've been doing this for a couple of years, and it's been good. Sick. So you booked your first role, 7 auditions. After you did that, and how have things been? How have things been since then? Like, have you?
Well, I've been lucky. I mean, it's been decently consistent. 2023 before the strike, right. I booked like 4 things in that year.
Wow,
before the strike.
Yeah.
Like I said, I feel like I've been lucky. I've done pretty much all the shows that shoot in Vancouver that were like serious, like So Help Me Todd,
right.
Tracker, Riverdale.
Right.
And like, how often do people get to do that?
Yeah.
I've gotten to audition for projects that are like so cool, and like leads for projects, because and I like just having the opportunity to do those and get seen by the casting directors and producers of those shows, I think have given me more opportunities because I get like I've been close to a lot of things as well. It's like sometimes you don't book a lot, but you get close to things, and it kind of gives you like the push to keep going. Like there's some things I've gone close to that I think would have propelled me to something, but like it kind of pushes you. It's like I don't get upset about that because I'm like that's it's a push to like you just have to work. You have to work harder and do better.
I mean, if anything, it's an opportunity. Like you know what I mean. Like it's just you've got small parts, and that I mean that counts for something on your resume. Like it's got like when someone looks at this and they look at a blank empty resume versus smaller roles here and there, like it's amazing.
Everything is an opportunity.
Yeah, I mean even the one-liners, I don't fucking
but even if you don't fit a part at all, just being seen and doing the best you can do of an audition that you have 100% chance of not booking. Putting a good tape for ones that you have no shot for are so impressive.
Absolutely. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
I love that motto.
Wayne Gretzky said a great one.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I also, one of like the mottos I like to use is, if you don't do it, someone else will. Which is why I feel
I mean, if you're not going to fucking do it, like someone else is fucking ready to take that on. Like it's just,
Why, like with auditions, like you just work as hard as you can because like, if you don't, someone else will, and they're gonna have.
Yeah, I mean, there's always someone who will work harder. So I guess there's never, you can never work hard enough. There's always more that you can do, and that's called progress, right? There's never such thing as a finished performance. There's always things you can improve on. There's always things you can try. There's always things you can, do in the scene that that you haven't done before or something.
That's the beauty with acting. You're never done learning, right? Like you're like people in the
industry learning process.
60 years still learn every day.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
nice.
Rare.
It is. No, absolutely. So, I mean, do you want to maybe take us through like one of the most memorable moments on set you had so far? Like perhaps like an embarrassing moment or like something funny that happened, or maybe even like your first booking. Like, were you nervous? Like, were you excited?
Yeah, dude, I was so nervous.
Take us through the nerves, man. The emotions.
When I was like, what do? I got there. I have no clue the process. I was
like a fucking rookie. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you shut up with your fucking sides. Where should I go? Like,
I have no clue. And I also was like, I don't know if I should talk to anyone. I don't want to.
Right. You don't want to fucking mess up with your chance or anything. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to like also be a bother. Like,
right.
You're a day player.
Yeah.
But I'm not that type of guy who cannot talk to someone.
Yeah.
So I'll go up there and be like, "What's your name?" I'm like, I have to
Let's get fucking beers after this or something.
Yeah, and I did that, and it ended up working out because everyone was so nice. And I've never had an experience where people have been mean, thankfully.
Yeah.
But talking about memorable experiences, there was this movie, It's a Wonderful Knife, and we had like a 15-hour day one time.
Yeah.
Like well into, we all were done at like 7 a.m. in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So we had probably collectively about 30 Red Bulls, and we were like going crazy. Like
30 Red Bulls,
like,
bro.
Collectively between like 6 people.
Yeah.
Like it was crazy.
That's insane.
We were all like dancing.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a legit party room in a green room.
Wow.
And like you it's rare you get to do projects where like the people are your age.
Yeah.
Kind of like in Vancouver a little bit.
Yeah.
So when you get that, it's like a party. And those are the most fun.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always good when you find those in town. So do you have a moment, or was that the one that you wanted?
Well, that's just a moment. I'm trying to think of like I mean, meeting Adam Sandler was a really cool one.
What?
I did his bat mitzvah movie.
Jesus, you said this so like nonchalantly, like,
because to me it's like
meeting Adam Sandler was not a big deal, bro. Bad. It's just passed by. I chatted.
I just don't. I like people are always like, oh, I get.
I didn't know fucking you met Adam Sandler, bro. That's fucking wild.
I just like I look at it and I went up to Adam. I was like, hi, my name's Oscar. Like I didn't like say, oh my god, because
what did he say?
He was like, hi, my name's Adam. Like I didn't like say hi, Mr. Sandler. Like it's like you want to be treated like a person. I feel like
he didn't crack a joke or anything on you. Like he wasn't like in this funny.
No, he said I was handsome.
Oh,
that was a nice.
That's amazing. That's dope.
Yeah. I was playing. Well, I was supposed to play his daughter's
Hello, handsome little boy. I'm Adam. I'm Sandler. That's sick. What? Like, wait, what was that? What did you guys work on? What was that?
It's a movie called You Are So Not Invited to My Bat Mitzvah. That came out on Netflix in 2023. You Are So Not Invited to My Bat Mitzvah.
Bat mitzvah?
Yeah.
What is that?
It's when you're Jewish and you turn 13, you have a celebration
Oh,
about
sick.
becoming an adult, and there's a huge party.
Oh, really?
It was about a bunch of teenagers going through that phase, and she had an older sister, and I played the love interest of the older
Bro,
sister.
I had no idea. It's like they did that. That's sick.
That was also, I was the first time I ever traveled alone. That filmed in Toronto. I've never traveled alone. I was 18
you were like
when that filmed.
Like a fucking 18-year-old kid traveling to fucking Toronto.
Yeah, man.
You knew nobody. Like, how did you get by? Like, what did you like? Do you just kind of winged it?
Yeah, I take like I'm a very like impulsive person. I don't like plan for things. I take every experience as they come, and
took it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, I try to just live in the moment.
Yeah,
and I feel like that's helped me in a way because I don't overthink them.
Yeah,
and I try to just like I live in the moment. I don't think there's much. It's
always good. So did you have a scene with him?
With Adam, no, but he was like the director pretty much. He directed us. He like he was like, "Do you have anything funny?" He was like, "Well, what can we come up with that's funny?" And he like took our input. And he was a really nice guy. He was very relaxed. I don't think people would think.
Yeah, because I don't think like relaxed and Adam Sandler go together. Like I mean, when you see this guy, like he's always fucking like goofing around on in the movie, right? But so he directed you guys. Was it a comedy movie? Like
it was a comedy. Yeah,
it
it's an Adam Sandler classic.
Right. So it has
Adam
to be.
Sandler movie.
So like was he like trying like new ideas to get the laughs out or something?
Yeah. He like was very collaborative.
Dope.
Which is I didn't expect that.
Like for example, like what did he tell you guys?
The whole plot, like the whole point of my part in the movie was I keep going up to the same girl throughout all the bat mitzvahs and get rejected every time. So there was
you're hitting on her?
I'm hitting on her every time.
She fucking rejects you every time?
Get out of here. Like you're
Fuck, how many times did you try, bro?
3 times.
You were committed.
I got the girl at the end. Just
you got her. Okay. Third one's is the charm, they say.
Yeah, I mean, don't do that in real life. You might go to jail. But
it's called harassment.
Yeah. Well,
I'll do that.
when you're playing a 16-year-old, I guess it's a little.
What do you have?
More innocent.
You have nothing going on. You don't fucking money. You have nothing. You gotta fucking try. There's nothing else you have going on for you.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah.
But he's like, well, what have you guys asked out girls before? Have you guys been rejected? Like, what's an experience been like?
Yeah.
And he had an idea that was like a girl says, "Get out of here, ew," or something. And I was like, that's happened to me before. It's perfect.
Yeah. I know what that's like.
Yeah. It was just very collaborative, and I thought that was really cool.
Nice.
And everyone. I've been very lucky. Like I said, I've never had a bad experience like on set of people being rude and mean and me feeling like an outsider.
Right.
No matter like the scale of the project, I feel like that's something I hear a lot. People feel like they're an outsider, and I feel like that's tough.
Right.
So that's why I feel incredibly fortunate. But because I don't know if that happened to me when I did my first gig, I don't know if I would have fallen in love with it as much because I loved the atmosphere and the camaraderie of how everyone was. Like I thought it was cool that everyone was working together to make something really special.
Correct.
That's what kind of drew me to it.
Yeah.
If everyone was kind of like a jerk and was only out for themselves, I don't think I would have enjoyed the process. I probably would have.
Yeah, I guess it also kind of depends on which set you're on. Like, I feel like I've seen like friendlier sets.
Yeah.
I've been on sets where people are just like not really talking, like they're kind of just doing their thing.
That's crazy to me.
I mean, like again, I respect everyone's process and way of like doing things, but like I've seen like like friendly cast, friendly crew, and I've also like seen the other opposite where. Not friendly, I would say, like, but like less friendly, I would say, like just kind of like more like getting to work. We gotta get shit done, less time wasted on small talks and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it is a business, and they gotta keep it moving. So I understand that layer. Yeah, sick, dude. So do you want to like take us through your obviously you've trained a lot, right? You said like you were taking fucking 7 classes at some point, which is fucking insane. Yeah, I mean,
I consider coaching classes too now, even. And like February, for example, is very busy, and there's a lot of big auditions going out. So and I try my best to get like as much help as I can. So
yeah, especially when it's dead. Like when I mean, it's been really quiet for me as well. Like when it's dead, then what else do you?
It depends on the person. Like this month for me has been I've had the most auditions I've ever had in a month. Which is crazy. Yeah, it's for everyone, and I've heard from lots of different.
It's so like it's so different. Yeah, I mean that was not the case for me. I'll tell you that. So
I'm auditioning for high school mostly.
Right, it's different stuff. Yeah, for sure.
But there's some really cool projects casting right now, like Elle, which is a Legally Blonde prequel.
Really?
Yeah.
It's called Elle?
It's called Elle.
It's a prequel?
It's about her in high school.
Oh, wow. It's shot here.
It's gonna be shot here, yeah.
Sick.
I don't think I could talk about like the audition and like the premise, but it's been revealed and like the girl who's been cast has been talked about. But yeah, they were doing castings for it this month in Vancouver.
Wow, okay.
And a lot of people auditioned for that, and like that's a huge opportunity.
Wait, so the lead in Legally Blonde, the younger version of her is being casted in Vancouver?
No, I think she was from LA. Okay, but it's filming in Vancouver.
Gotcha. Okay, because I was like, bro, like we don't.
That's usually how it happens. They bring them from LA.
Yeah, that's usually the case. Yeah, we don't get like we don't get number 1, 2, or 3 usually. Like we usually get like the ones after the top ones go to the Americans,
which is why the goal is to move to LA always. I feel like.
Yeah. I mean, I have this conversation with everyone on the pod, and I'm like, I feel like I have like very strong convictions where like I feel I'm a very analytical person. I studied like engineering, and I feel like for me, I look at things and I try to make sense of them. And when I look at all the shows, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but like when I look at almost every single show I know in town, unless it's Canadian, unless it's Canadian production, unless it's Canadian, no exception to the rule. If you look at the cast sheet, number 1, 2, 3, they're always American. Like it's never us, right? So it could be Canadian, but they have some sort of like American presence. They moved to LA, they've been there, like they have citizenship, they have something, and then that would work. But
it's auditioning against them too. It's like you're auditioning against people who have like big names, and
it's tough. It's hard. At the end of the day, it's just like, you gotta bring something to the table that they've never seen, and it's just
you can be
hopefully it's unique enough that that really honestly that's literally the only way to carry you in the door. It's just to fucking try to do something different. Have you ever seen the movie The Call?
No.
Okay, it's a Halle Berry movie.
Okay.
Where she plays a police. She works like in a police station. She takes on calls from emergency responders or whatever, and she guides people like through the emergency that they have. And one of the emergencies that she had is that there was a kid who got abducted and by a serial killer, and the guy who plays the serial killer is this guy. I forgot his first name, something Eklund. And basically like. I know that because he kind of like told us a story, which I thought was really interesting, because when he auditioned for this, he did something that no one, I mean, I don't think I've seen someone do something like this before, which I thought was really, really cool. But instead of like shooting the audition style like you would do with a backdrop, with the camera and blah, 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 and nothing, he literally kind of went in a hotel room and he lived in the skin of a serial killer.
Oh, whoa.
And he took a bunch of shots of himself in character, like completely disregarding the rules of auditioning. Yeah. Like there was nothing. Like there was no backdrop, there's no lighting. It was just him in the skin of the character being a serial killer. I actually I think the audition is on YouTube. You can literally go and see it. Watch The Call, serial killer audition tape, whatever. You'll see. Like it's not an audition tape. It's him in the fucking hotel room, like fucking doing weird stuff, fucking dancing with a doll and like doing weird shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just. But it got him the job. It worked.
It's a big risk.
But,
risks pay off sometimes.
Yeah. So, like, I mean, right? Like, he did something different. I don't think anyone did that because apparently the role was going to go to Kevin Bacon. And, Kevin Bacon always fucking gets, like, villain roles. Like, he's very known for that. Like, it's what he always gets. But he stole the role from Kevin Bacon. So, good for him. Right?
Well, that reminds me, we were talking about Elle, the show. They showed her audition tape, like, clips from it, and she did it in a hot tub.
She filmed the audition
in a hot tub? One of the scenes in a hot tub and the other one in a gym.
Yeah, I mean, look, I guess like it doesn't matter if that's where you film. It's just like if you do something good enough for them to like it, like it's
taking risks work sometimes.
Yes. I mean, like again, like I wouldn't do this every time.
Not
I feel
for a
like
Hallmark or a Lifetime
no,
movie.
it has to be right. Like it has to make sense.
Yeah.
Right? I guess like for that it made sense. He was like going for a serial killer. Whatever, fuck it, give it a shot. Like, I mean, like he literally went for it. He booked a room in a hotel. Like he fucking lived in it for 2 days without seeing anyone. He was just with himself and the mirror. Like that's dedication. Like, that's how much these are the lengths that people sometimes go to fucking, portray the character. Like it's honestly very, very inspiring. Anyways, so
we also he's completely like it worked out.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to me, like he completely like changed himself into this
Yeah.
character.
Yeah. He
And
was
like,
the character. Yeah.
and I was having this conversation with one of my coaches, Linda Darlow, and she seems to think that, well, and I agree with this, that you bring yourself into the character a lot. Like you mold the character into how
Yeah.
they are for you. And if you're right, and your qualities as a person is right, then that will get you the job more so than becoming the character and being a character actor, because not many people can do that.
Yeah.
It's very risky.
Well, not only that, I mean, again, I think you said it really well. There's always a bit of yourself in each one. Like, it's never like, I mean, look, at the end of the day, you are playing the character.
That's what I always do.
Like,
That's
it's
my
just
method.
like it's it's the actor playing the character. So you can never go outside of something that the actor can do, which means that, like there's a bit of the actor in the character.
Yeah.
You got to find a bit of, commonalities or something.
Sometimes there are none, but it's you in a different.
And sometimes
universe.
you're pretty much just the character. Like, it's just fucking you.
No,
like,
yeah.
It's just, I'm like, sometimes I don't even have to act. I'm like, that's literally me. Like,
and those are heartbreaking when those don't work out. Too. Like, it's literally me.
Yeah, and it's frustrating because, like, I mean, that's literally the story of my life. I mean, but you don't get it. But I guess it's fine. It's just how I get it. Nice. So I was getting with the question because so I wanted to go to your acting process. Do you like? I mean, you've trained at all these fucking studios at once. Is there like a specific method you go to as far as like breaking down a script, like, or do you fucking you say fuck it, let's just dive into the lines and
I start with
have
the
it all in
lines.
your head?
I start with the lines. I learn my lines, and I go into usually. I download these character worksheets where you can make what's his family, what sports did he play growing up, all these things. I fill that out, very specific. You're very specific.
Yeah.
And I go through subtext of every line. I go through the objective, but I pretty much also just use substitution because like we were saying, it's you in a different universe. So I was saying, if this happened to me, how would
you
it
react?
be for me? Because that's like you can portray that the most truthfully.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much just being as specific as possible, having your subtext, having your objective, and if you listen, it will come out.
Yeah.
The performance will come out. The hardest thing to do for people is listen. That's all you really need to do.
I agree. If you're listening and just taking in what's being said fully and truthfully, it's just, you don't have to do much. Honestly, you're just listening and you're living in the moment, and everything that is being said and thrown at you, it's affecting you in some way.
And it sounds so easy. I'm sure like people,
it's
if
easier,
they're not actors.
It's easier said than done.
It's not easy. Yeah. It's very like
hard.
Imagine being on camera, like there are lights on you, and you just have to be there and be grounded and just take everything in, and not be in your head and just listen.
It's a lot. Yeah. I mean, it seems like, a lot of people like watch these movies and these shows, and it all looks so fucking easy. Like when the actor does it, like, like, oh man, I like this performance. He was so good. He was so genuine, and it was so honest. It was so relatable. It sounds very easy, like when you put it like that, right? It's just, but the work that goes into it, like when you're actually filming it, trying not to be in your head, when a lot of people are watching you, like the camera's on you, someone's passing.
Don't flub your lines.
Not only that, but like sometimes if I saw this on Cobra Kai a lot, right? So where you doing the scene, and there's some movements in the scene, right? Like the actor is going there, and then someone is kind of like, you get like, let's say you're doing a knife scene or whatever, right? And then you get rid of the knife at some point in the scene while they're still filming. They're gonna have one of the crew guys go like behind the camera, like he's not gonna be in frame, like kind of do something to you, like, so you have to stay in character as something is being done to you. You know what I mean? Like someone is kind of handing you like a prop, or someone is like, putting a chair behind you, but with you're not seeing this in camera, so it's all happening. You have to be conscious of it.
And commitment.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's all these things that like people don't know about that are happening behind the scenes. That yes, it looks easy on the outside when you actually look at the finished product, but I mean there's so many of that goes into it.
But that's another part of the method. Commitment. Is like just committing and being completely truthful and knowing that what you're doing is your version of what you're doing, and you're not going to be able to do it the way someone else might be doing it.
Absolutely.
Just believe, trust your talent.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. Like,
trust
your talent.
100%. It's just, and if it doesn't work out, that's okay. Like, it's just, you give them a version.
Man,
take it or leave it kind of thing. It's my philosophy on that.
I keep track of how many auditions I've done. I've done 220 auditions
Wow,
throughout.
you know the number. I love it.
I know, yeah, I know the
That's
number.
crazy.
226 maybe, as of this
Today.
pod. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like looking at the percentage of bookings, and I
Right.
think it's 5% pretty much thing. And I'm like,
Yeah.
like people would look at that and be like, that's so like little. Like how
Yeah.
do you like keep going? I'm like, I feel like I'm more motivated when I'm not like just like keep
I agree. I
pushing.
mean, if you're not booking it, like, doesn't it drive you to get better and fucking go
Yeah.
at it? I feel like if anything, it does, right? That means like, oh, like, you know, I mean, again, I'm someone who, like, for me, I need to get what I want. Like, I need to get it like in some way, and I'm gonna do everything
Well, that's
in
why
my
I'm
power.
like, that's why I'm all in. It's like if
Yeah.
I don't go all in,
Yeah.
I'm not putting the I'm
Yeah.
not I might have not done everything I could. I need to do everything I can to make
Yeah.
my dreams come true,
Right.
because I don't want to give it 50% of my attention.
Yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
give it 100%.
Yeah.
And there's tough things that go with that, but
Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
I mean, it's also like very, I mean, when you think about it, it's about anything in life, really. I mean, how many rejections do you take from girls, from interviews, jobs? If you're an Olympian, right? Like you go to the Olympics, some people don't fucking make it to the Olympics, bro. Like, I mean, there's so many amazing athletes in the world that never make it to the Olympics because of how competitive it is. Take curling, for example. I mean, one of the, you know, Canadian sport, Canada is fucking amazing at curling. You know that it's actually harder to compete in the Canadian Championship of curling than it is in the Olympics of curling, because of like because of the nature of the competition. There's so many good curlers in Canada, and 70, like, I don't know, like fucking 80% of them don't even make it to the Olympics because of like, yes, because, you know, like maybe there are a very few of them that are next level and they do make it, and they compete against people that are less good than the ones that are here, which is crazy, because, you know, when you think about it, so like what I'm trying to say is that, you know, you could like, you know, you can go and fucking run every day, you know, like you want to get into tracks, you know, track and fields or whatever, you can run, and, you know, you can beat your record and you can do all that things, and it'll never guarantee you that you'll make it to the Olympics. You know, it's only one thing will be guaranteed, is that if you stop, you will never make it. That's for sure.
but the thing is, if you're getting into this career to get social media followers, fake a prank on TikTok, because
Yeah.
the people who go in
Mhm.
to it wanting to be famous,
Yeah.
don't last more than a year.
Yeah.
They never.
I have a funny story on that. Let me tell you something, because I'm actually glad you brought this up. I completely agree with you. I feel like in this industry, you cannot be there because you want to be famous or whatever. You're gonna be doing this for the love of it, because you love performing, you
They
love
can sniff
acting.
it.
Yes. However, that being said, okay, Ben said it at Haven, not me.
Yeah, okay.
He said it. He said the story. There are some people, okay, who are there because they want to be famous, okay, and they want it so badly. It's like they have a strong look, man. Like sometimes people have a strong conviction that they will get famous. They know in their bones. It's like
Manifesting.
it's visceral, bro. Like they know like it's gonna happen, and they want it so badly that it does fucking happen. That they do fucking make it, and they get famous. So what I'm trying to say is like it's again, at the end of the day, it's like you just gotta believe in yourself. I think it doesn't matter what your reasoning is. If you want to be famous, like fuck it. I guess like you want to be famous, go famous, be famous. But again, I don't think like this is I don't think this should be like the driving factor, the driving reason as to why you should act. You should always be acting like out of like love for the craft, out of compassion, out of that kind of stuff, instead of like, you know, like the fame that can come out of it.
There's a quote that's like, if you can do anything else,
Yeah.
do it.
Mm.
Like if you want to, like if you're thinking
Yeah.
about pursuing acting as
Yeah.
a career, and I was
Yeah.
thinking about it,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know what else I
Yeah.
can do. Like I think
I mean, like look at this guy, Noah Lyles. You know Noah Lyles, right? Like
that sounds familiar.
Okay, so this is like, I mean, he considers himself the fastest man alive. Debatable, I don't know, but he's won a lot of titles, a lot of Olympics. So I mean, I could see it. But this guy is very, very like pretentious. Like, I mean, if you ever like watch this guy doing an interview after a race, like he's so fucking cocky, bro. Like he's the fastest man in the world. Nobody can beat me. No one. I'll beat Usain Bolt. Like no one can actually like, you know, get near me or anything. Like he's so, like he has like this pretentious sort of like cocky vibe going on, where he feels like he's above everyone, and it's fair because he holds the records right now. Honestly, he's fucking killing it. So again, it just goes to show that sometimes, like, if you really think that you're the best of the world, sometimes you are. I don't know. I guess you are, right? So it's just, um, yeah, it's funny how it works sometimes. Like, I guess it's, you would think that sometimes, people who are like pretentious and cocky don't deserve that kind of shit. Should be humble, and you should not be doing that sort of shit. But
you can be cocky without being
yeah,
an asshole.
yeah.
It-
I feel like you want to be optimistic.
well, you also have to be your biggest fan because no one else is going to be your biggest fan for you.
I agree.
You need to have a bit of an ego
gotta-
to survive. Like,
Yeah.
you just portray that
I
as
agree.
like being.
It's not a selfish thing you say. I agree. That's
Like,
so true.
You just need to, or else you're going to get worn down really quickly. Who else is going to do it for you?
Yeah, yeah,
No one's going to prop you up and be like, I'm good at what I do.
yeah,
I
yeah,
deserve this.
yeah.
'Cause they're not. It just doesn't work like that. You need to be able to say that to yourself and believe it.
True, true. I agree. I mean, I totally agree. I feel like if we don't believe that we deserve an Oscar, or like we deserve to get a lead on a show or whatever, then why are we still why do we keep going?
Yeah.
Might as well just give up and freaking go golfing or something.
But I was
But
talking to a friend who went to Vancouver Actors School.
yeah,
There was like 30 graduates, and she said
Mhm.
only 3 people are still pursuing acting. And they graduated in 2021.
Yeah.
So that's how quick people will just give up.
yeah. I mean, the quitting ratio in acting is honestly phenomenal. Like, I feel like when I first started, went to this Vada school, I think again, I don't want to give any wrong information here, but I believe a lot of them are probably not acting. I haven't seen them around. I haven't yeah. I mean, the quitting ratio that's also, like, when you think about it, it's a very similar trend in life. Like, I mean, when you go to the gym, a lot of people end up quitting when they don't fucking see results after a week or two. They fucking think that they're gonna get abs after a month, fucking training, and they don't see anything, and then they quit. It's like a result thing. It's result based. Like we are creatures, and we are results based. We feel like if we don't get results, we'll quit. And that's the reason why people quit acting, is because they don't fucking get a role after a week or two, and they're like, you know what? Acting doesn't work. It's fucking bullshit. Like, it's fucking, I don't have it. Like, only a certain few people in the world has this fucking it factor or whatever. I don't have it. I gotta try something else. Same thing when you go to the gym, right? Like, you keep fucking training, and you don't fucking see a result for a month or 2 or 3, sometimes even fucking 6 months, and you see no results. Like, I tried to go to the gym, it didn't work. I don't know what he's talking about. I've been there for 6 months.
Yeah.
Got no abs. Doesn't work. This whole shit that people say, like, oh, gym works, you gotta keep fucking staying consistent. No, it's bullshit. I tried it. Right? Or like fucking when you try to date someone and they say like, oh, like, if you keep going, you'll meet eventually someone. No, I've been dating for 1 year and didn't meet anyone. Dating doesn't work. It's when you think about it, it's about everything in life. It's about everything in
When
life.
you least expect things to happen, that's when they will happen, usually.
Yeah. So again, I think like I think the bottom line is really like, what do you want in the end? Like, I mean, where are your priorities, right? Like, do you want to get fit? If your goal is like, if your goal is really to get fit, then, maybe something that you're doing in the gym is not correct. Maybe you're not fucking doing the exercises correctly. Maybe your diet is not on point. Well, yeah, no shit, you weren't getting abs if you're fucking eating a burger after every single one of your workouts, So like, again, there's always something wrong that you're doing. So that could be for the gym. Maybe the way you like sometimes when you're auditioning, maybe, I don't know, like, maybe sometimes you're fidgeting too much. You're not being still, or sometimes you're not in the moment. You're in your head, or whatever it is. There's always something you can improve on. Again, sometimes you don't even know what it is. You can only try to think to know what it is. You don't always know what it is. Like, very often when we get rejected for auditions, we don't even know what the reason is, right? You're like,
Oh, you'll never. You
we
never really know.
we think we know. We're like, oh, you know what? Like, I was actually watching my tip the other day, and I think I was blinking too much, bro. I must have been the blinking. Like,
I got to see an email one time of the producers talking about
Yeah.
the tape I sent in, and they said perfect for the role, but his setup sucked. That's why I didn't get the part.
yeah, the setup.
Yeah, and I was on vacation. I was like, I did the best, but like, you can't control something.
Yeah.
It could be for a million reasons.
That's
It's better
crazy.
not to know.
Yeah. That's the first time I hear that, though. Like did not get it for a setup. That's very harsh. I mean, yeah,
People have
but
the high standards, man.
yeah, I mean, you gotta fucking get your gears up, right? So, love it. Sick, dude. All right, so like you said, like, high school took like a bunch of classes. You're acting now. You're full on acting, full throttle. Where are we going? Like, what's the end goal here?
The end goal is to be able to just sustain myself doing what I love and my passion. I don't care. I don't care what the way that looks. Maybe I would be so happy to do like the one episodes on shows that film here still. Like I don't, obviously, like the dream is to book a series regular on like a long running show, or to have like a niche that like you make a name for yourself in. But
Yeah.
the end goal is to be able to sustain myself doing what I love. And even if that looks like teaching kids like how to act later on in life, you know what, like that's
fine.
pretty cool to
That's
me. Like
fulfilling. Yeah.
I don't have expectations. All I just, like, I always think, I was thinking about this the other day. 10 years in the future, what does that look like for me? I
Right.
have no idea.
Right.
I have no clue, and I kind of like that. The part of the reason I like this
Thrilling
industry
to like
is
the unknown.
you could get a call and you could be like, you're going to Mexico tomorrow for 3 months. You
Right.
know,
Yeah.
like that could happen at any point.
I mean, it is happening. You're fucking going to Edmonton tomorrow, aren't you?
Yeah,
So-
and I found out last week. But like, and like last year, there were multiple times I would have
Yeah.
had like in a day, like I was a day away from going to Toronto for 4 months, and
Right,
until
right,
it got pretty
right.
like my life, like,
Right.
and that's so cool to me. You just never know what could happen.
I agree.
So
No,
I
it's
don't know.
it's always good to be ready for the unknown, for whatever opportunities, whatever life throws at you. Well, now with that being said, though, I mean, do you have some sort of aspirations to go to LA? Like, do you have like at least some
You know
sort
what?
of
Yeah,
like,
yeah, I'm glad you asked that.
right? Because like, because you kind of like went through it, like it's like, oh, okay, so like I guess LA is off the table, or like, are we going for the whole thing, or like, are we?
That's actually, I forgot about that. Yeah, my
Yeah,
goal
yeah,
actually,
yeah.
hopefully,
Yeah.
is to get my O1, which is like the actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my goal. I
Yeah.
hope, I feel like I'm gonna book, like, hopefully, if I'm lucky enough and have the opportunities, book a few more things, or book a good enough role on something
Yeah.
that, and move to LA. I've been to LA sometimes for like events and premieres, and I've never been happier.
Yeah.
I love the atmosphere there.
Right.
So the end goal actually is to move to LA
Yeah. Okay.
and live there.
I love
And-
how we revisited that within a minute, which is insane.
yeah, I know. Things just come up.
Yeah, I love it. You know, all it took is just LA. Like it's all. we
You
have
know
to
what?
say.
Thinking about like next year, like
Yeah.
if I'm lucky enough,
Yeah.
next year I could completely move out of
Yeah.
Vancouver.
I mean, I think like I'm already having these thoughts right now. If it wasn't for the entire like work permit, visa,
Yeah,
green
it
card
would be
situation,
done already.
I would honestly move down there right now. I feel like
Same.
yeah, I feel like I'm not really. I don't know, man. Like it's not just like the opportunities. I just feel like it's like Vancouver too. Like it's fucking raining all the time. You know, I want like good weather. Like if I'm not acting, at least I'd fucking go to the beach. You know, like do something fun. I would enjoy this more than fucking, like going on a walk in the cold.
Don't get us wrong. I mean, like Vancouver, we're extremely lucky. 'Cause
We are.
outside of LA
Yeah.
and maybe New York.
Yeah,
We have the most opportunities.
we do. I mean, honestly, it's honestly very debatable as well. Even New York and LA, like we arguably could be getting more, if anything. Like it's just I don't know about right now, but like we had times where we had like more stuff going on than New York or like literally LA. Like yeah. I mean, a lot of people don't know that, but Vancouver gets a lot of projects. Like one of the biggest cities, one of the busiest cities in the world as far as acting. Nice. So the end goal would be to move down there.
Make
So
a living.
you'll move. It's just a matter of time. Like it's
yeah,
just,
that's
right. So this is not it's not even
I'm genuinely manifesting. I'm
It'll
going
happen.
next
It'll
year.
happen.
Yeah.
At the right time. But obviously, like the biggest issue is just like figuring out the
Yeah,
O1 or
I've
the
had
green
I've
card.
had a manager reached out before, like an LA agent.
Oh, did he?
So like, and I was like,
So people are ready to sign you if you would.
It
Yeah.
could happen. Like,
Yeah.
like it's just the timing, and the timing isn't right now. I feel
So
like
what
I-
happened with the manager? Like,
I just, it wasn't the right time.
okay.
It wasn't. My agent.
So he was ready to sign. It's just that
It
you.
just wasn't the right time. I didn't feel like I earned it yet. Like, not that
Oh.
I earned it, but I feel like I haven't done anything that warranted that yet. Like, I'm not gonna
Right.
move to LA and be competitive with everyone there because
Yeah.
I haven't made a name for myself. Like,
Makes sense.
it's why I was saying, like, I need
You-
to book like a
you'll
good
get
project,
eaten, yeah.
and then
Yeah.
that will propel you to the O1.
Mm.
Will propel you to the managers there, and then you'll be
Right.
competitive with
Yeah.
everyone working in LA.
Yeah.
And it's great because then you can work as a local in Vancouver and LA,
True.
and you
True.
know they don't have to pay for you.
100%. 100%. No, I agree. This is kind of the biggest issue. So did you kind of like do your research? Like, what do you like? How far are you from getting a no one? Like, would you say like, what do you think you need at this point?
I think I need one role, either a
Like something
recurring
big?
on a series, a regular on a series, or a decent role in like a decently like budgeted movie that
Yeah.
people see.
Yeah.
And I think that's so
Mm-hmm.
ideally you never know when it could happen, but that's the next step. I feel like that's
Right.
the push I would need to be like, it's right, like I'm ready. Like, I feel like I'm ready to take the next step and push my career into the next chapter.
Right.
But you never know when it could happen.
Yeah.
I mean, you could wait around. Like I could not book anything for the rest of the year. I've had a year, like I've done 80 auditions in a row without booking anything, you know?
That's
like,
crazy. Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Do you know, have you ever like sorry. Have you ever seen, Ryan Reynolds' interview on how he made his way to LA? It's honestly very funny, to be honest.
I know Ryan Reynolds was actually, his first gig ever was in a show with my cousin. They were both series regulars on it.
His first show?
His first like gig ever as an actor.
Oh,
They were on a show called 15 that was on Nickelodeon,
Jesus. Okay.
and they were both series regulars on it.
That's sick.
And I think I've been told the story of how he's been moved to how he got to LA and New York and whatnot, but I don't remember it.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly very funny. I was like, I think I was like watching this the other day, and I think he moved down to LA, and then he was harassing. I don't want to use harassing, but he kept like, I guess like submitting to that one agent that he wanted, and the agent that kept like, turning him down because he didn't have anything. He just kind of went on a whim to LA, I think, or something. And he's like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna fucking make it happen. And then he kept submitting to that one agent, and the agent said like, hey, like, no, you're not a good fit. You have nothing to show or whatever. He's like, hey, you know what? Give me 5 auditions. If I don't book one, drop me. That's what he said. He literally gave her an ultimatum. He was like, you know what? Just 4 or 5 auditions. If I don't book one of the 5, you can drop me. I'll take it. And I mean, that's a very bold move. I mean, yeah. So I guess it worked because she did sign him, or he, whatever, and he booked one of the 5 auditions he said he would book. So
I want to have that attitude.
Should we do this? Should we go to LA and be like, yo, give us 5 shots, 5 takes. If I don't book one of the 5, you can drop me. It's fine. I mean, like, what do you have to lose? You started with nothing, and worst case scenario, you have nothing.
Yeah.
It's honestly, when you think about it, it's honestly it's genius. It's honestly genius. Like, you just go, you're like, you know what? You got, yeah, I don't know. You go like, hey, you know what? Like, give me 5 auditions. If I don't book one, drop me. You started with nothing. You had no agent. No nothing to begin with. Worst case that can happen is you still have nothing. You get dropped out, which is what you started with nothing.
Yeah, you don't lose anything.
Right? So, like, you only really lose that
one agent.
Yeah, I guess you could not submit with him again, but that's about it, right? I don't know, but I thought it was funny.
It's also different now. Going in the rooms, like, it's a different game.
Yeah.
With the self tapes, like, maybe if he did it nowadays with the self tapes, and he couldn't be like Ryan Reynolds.
I don't know. Yeah,
might have been a difference.
I have no idea. You're right. This whole thing is also changing rapidly, which is interesting. While we're on this topic, were you acting? When did you start like auditioning?
Right around when COVID started. So only self tapes.
Right. Okay. I was gonna get to that. So you didn't really get an appreciation for what was before that. The entire going in the room, bro. That was a norm.
It terrifies me. I've done callbacks and chemistry reads in person.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, like the anxiety.
It's terrifying. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm not used to that.
Yeah.
Doing a self tape, I can do that.
Yeah.
Going in the room and like being face to face is so out of the norm.
Yeah.
People are like, that's so crazy. Like, I've been doing
that's
it for
what
a
it
long
was.
time.
That's what it was. Yeah. I mean, I started like auditioning back in 2019, so a year before COVID started. And then I mean, I had like enough auditions, in person in the room, to. But honestly, I mean, I would say there's like pros and cons to both. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, if you do book the tape, then you're going to go on set and you're going to be doing the same thing anyway. You're going to be acting in front of people. So that's not different than you auditioning in a room when you think about it.
Yeah, but you know you're wanted, and you know what you did was right, and you know that you did a good job.
That's true. That's true. You're right.
You have the assurance.
Right. I mean, to a certain extent. I mean, if you fucking do crappy work, you're not going to make the final cuts in the end. So you still got to deliver, right? Like, I mean, yes, it's not an insurance where you're like, oh, you know what? I booked the role. because you might not make the final cut if your performance is not good enough, right?
Yeah,
Like you
that's
just never know.
scary.
I mean, there's always a possibility. It's very rare, but it does happen. I've seen it happen where they just fucking cut someone. They like, yeah, you know what? It wasn't working. And
But you know what? You still get the credit.
you do get the credit. That's true, and you also get paid, right? So,
sucks, but
yeah, fuck, man. It's the worst feeling, man. I mean, like, I feel like it would be so fucking crushing to know you fucking went on set. You thought you were killing it. If anything, you're like, oh, you know, you walked out. Well, I fucking crushed the scene. I nailed it. The next thing you know, like, you didn't make it the final cut. And now you're fucking overthinking, and you're like, fuck, was it my performance or it didn't make sense in the timeline? Maybe, right? You don't know. Like sometimes there's many good scenes that didn't make it because of the timeline. You know, the whatever, the episode was 40 minutes and there were more important scenes to show, and they ended up cutting yours because not because of your acting, maybe because it just wasn't as important as the other ones that should be there. But that gets in your head because you're like, fuck, maybe it was me. Fuck,
there's no way to know.
There's no way to know, right? It's just like, you know, like it's just, I guess you can message them, but
I had a scene cut when I was starring on Allegiance. I had like, one of my favorite scenes that we filmed in the beginning was cut, and it was for pacing reasons. But I was like, "Can I see it?" And they're like, "No." But
yeah, so you knew,
But it wasn't like I was cut out of the episode. Just like one of the scenes I really loved was cut out, and you never get to see it.
I mean, you were in other scenes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was.
But that one scene that you.
The one scene I really thought was really cute and like nice and like really established the character.
Yeah,
it was cut, and I completely understood why. If they included that scene, the whole pacing would have been messed up. So like, sometimes sometimes you do know.
Yeah,
it wasn't anything you could have done.
Yeah. I mean, even the wild cards, there are some scenes that I also shot that weren't in the final cuts. I mean, mainly like non-speaking scenes, just like, you know, filling like basically being an extra. You know, for continuity, like sometimes just you need to be in the background because of a specific shot. You know, you were there in the first scene, and then you make your way there like in the second one, and then you're in the back because you're there for continuity reason. Yeah, I mean, it's just how it happens sometimes. It's very sad, but it is what it is.
I'd love to plug something if that's okay.
Yes, please.
There's a movie called Can I Get a Witness coming out on March 14th.
Sick.
One of my favorite roles I've ever done.
Oh, damn.
It's with Sandra Oh, so if you watch Grey's Anatomy, people should love it.
Wow. Oh my God. Yeah, she's a Canadian actress, right?
Yeah, I don't know. But it's a really interesting movie, and I think it's very unique, and I think that the way it was made and the way that they edited it was something that you don't see very often, and I'm very excited.
When is it coming out?
March 14th, I think, in select theaters and Crave. Crave and select theaters. So I'm not sure where, but
one or the other.
Keep your eyes out on March 14th.
March 14th. And what was the name again?
Can I Get a Witness?
Can I Get a Witness? All right. Well, we'll be looking forward to seeing you on Can I Get a Witness? Sick, dude. As far as like, I don't know, like, it's just still kind of like the New Year's-ish. As far as like non-acting related stuff, is there anything like you're looking forward this year? As far as like, I don't know, maybe like health, lifestyle, love, career.
I'm looking forward to seeing what happens, like seeing what personal growth I make. Like I've spent the last year pretty much just working so hard on becoming a big thing about like it's easy to get an ego when you're in this industry or become something like or bitter maybe even.
Right.
I want to stay. I work on myself to stay grounded, and I'm excited to see the progress I can make as a person, be happier with myself as a person,
right?
And I'm excited to become a better person, which I feel like I work towards. I want to work towards in the year.
Nice.
And that's my biggest goal.
Love it.
Usually.
Self-improvement. We're always going to be working on that one way or the other.
Therapy. Oh, it's great.
All actors should go to therapy, man. Like we should all, I mean, you don't have to fucking be sick to go to therapy. Like it's just, it's fucking good for you. Sometimes, you know, like stuff that you already know, but you should need someone to fucking tell you or remind you of or something, right? Dude, it's been a blast to have you on.
Thank you very much for having me.
That was sick. Break a leg for tomorrow. Let us know how it goes.
Thank you.
We'll have you back on hopefully in a couple months next year, whenever you have some more stuff to share with us. But dude, it's been a blessing, man. It's such an honor to have you, bro.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Be safe and peace.